Hi, I'm Susanna and I'm a product owner here at Paessler. Today I'm going to show you how to configure PRTG to use our Microsoft Azure SQL Database sensor. In order to use the Azure SQL Database sensor in PRTG, the first thing you need to do is add a device and give your device a name. So I will call it Azure SQL Database. You can leave the next setting as it is, and for IP address or DNS name, you can use localhost. Then you should scroll down until you find the credential group called Credentials for Microsoft Azure, and then you can enable it. There you see that you need 4 pieces of information, and to get that information we need to do some configuration in the Azure portal. So let's take a look. So I go into my Azure portal, and the first thing I need to do is create an app registration. So I go into app registrations and click on new registration. I need to give my registration a name. So in this case I will name it PRTG Azure Sensors. The next setting can be left as it is, and then you're asked to set to enter a redirect URI. So if you have one available, you can use your own. Otherwise, you can use the one we propose, which is login.windows.net. And then you click on register. Now you have successfully created an app registration, and the first thing you can see on your overview page is the application ID or client ID and the directory or tenant ID. These are the first 2 pieces of information that you need for the PRTG configuration. So I will just go ahead and copy them to PRTG. Okay, and the next thing I need is a client secret. So I go back into the Azure portal and then I navigate to certificates and secrets. And then I click on the button new client secret. And now I need to give my client secret a name. So I will name it PRTG Azure Sensors Secret. And you can set an expiry date. I will set mine to the default of 6 months. Then you click on Add. You now see that the client secret has been created, and you can see the value of or the token of your client secret. And you must copy it immediately, either to PRTG or to some local file, because once you leave the page in the Azure portal, then this value will never be visible again. So I will copy it right away. Oops. And the last thing I need is a subscription ID. So in order to get the subscription ID, I need to navigate back to Home and go to Subscriptions. Then you need to choose the subscription to which the SQL database that you want to monitor belongs to. So you click on the subscription, and then you navigate to Access Control. The next thing you need to do is click on Add, and then Add Custom Role. So there's, you see here, you need to enter some information, and there's 2 ways to basically do this. Either you fill them in manually, or there's an easier way. You can go to our online knowledge base article that is called How Do I Obtain Credentials and Create Custom Roles for the Microsoft Azure Sensors. And you scroll down to the bottom, where you will find the adjacent structure for exactly the Azure SQL Database sensor. So all you need to do is copy the content to a file in your local directory and then upload it in the Azure portal. So since I've already done that, let's take a look. I will just quickly upload it. So in the baseline permissions, I select Start from JSON, and then I'm asked to select a file. So I will select the file with the JSON structure that I just saved. So, yeah, and then here you see that all the information has been automatically set. So the next thing I need to do is I need to add an assignable scope, and I can see that because of this red dot. So I go to assignable scopes and I click on add assignable scopes, and then I select the subscription that I'm in. Then I click on add, and then the last thing you need to do is review and create. So you go through the information, check if it's right, and then click on create. And now I have successfully created a custom role. There's a last step. So the last thing I need to do is assign this role to the app registration I created a few minutes ago. So I need to go to add and then add role assignment. As a role, you select the role you just created, so the custom role you just created. You leave assign access to as it is, and in select, you select the app registration that you created a few minutes ago. So in this case, PRTG Azure Sensors, and then you click on Save. Okay. So the last thing then you need to do is you go to Overview and you copy the subscription ID. And then you just paste it into PRTG. And that's the configuration you need in order to add the sensor. So now I will click on OK, and I will click on Add Sensor. And I will then add the sensor. Okay. So here you get a list of all the SQL databases you have created in the Azure portal, and you can either select the ones you want, or in our case we would just select them all, and for each instance you select, you get a sensor. Well, one sensor per each. So I will just go ahead and create it. And then there you go. So as you can see, we can see different metrics regarding the SQL database. So we start from CPU used percentage, then data input output, and the data space used and the data space used percentage. We also get information regarding the DTUs and the log input output and the sessions percentage. And with this information, you can then monitor your SQL databases. So that's all you need to set up the sensor in PRTG. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If so, please like and subscribe. If you have any new topics or new things you would like us to do a tutorial about, please feel free to put it in the comments. If you need help with PRTG, you can contact our support at our website. Have a nice day and thanks for watching.